And your boy Friday the South man charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You from Bonjama, Maryland, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. If you eat Cape gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. Yeah, to spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV.
Yes, what you about today?
Spoon TV. Spoon
Ba-da-ba-de-ba-de-ba. Skiddy-biddy-biddy-da-ba-do.
Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment.
Kuwa. Bese kuwa, kudileo. Kuwa, kudileo.
To the spoon to get
Yes,
your information. To the spoon to be part.
21st of June for human rights for the TRC in Liberia. I know the Congress is supporting us financially because that is the excuse. The another excuse was that the people were not ready for World Economic Council. This is the proof of that. We just want to present that to you, and you can say a few words to the Liberian people to let us know where you stand at this point. But first of all, for listening to us and giving us voice, especially for the women of Liberia, the women of the world. You made us proud, you made us heard, because you created the space to be heard that we matter. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And 300,000 signatures. What a powerful testimony. You all have done an amazing job, let me say that first and foremost, in making Congress aware, further aware of the need for the tribunal. You know, there's one thing to have a court in Sierra Leone, and certainly Dr. White did a tremendous job on that. Charles Taylor now, was convicted 50 years. But there's so many other people who have committed atrocities that are on the streets, have not been held to account, and justice delayed is justice denied, but it can't be delayed any longer. So my hope, and I have chaired the Africa committee for the Foreign Affairs Committee, also 2 other human rights panels in the U.S. Congress. This tribunal is an absolute necessity. It's also been prescribed by law, so it's not like it's something that we're just doing. It has to be done, and it also, legally speaking, must be done as well. So thank you for the leadership you all have provided to Liberia first and foremost, but to the world, to understand the need to hold perpetrators of horrific crimes to account. Without that, impunity reigns. So everyone who has committed an atrocity and a crime There needs to be an all-out attempt to hold them to account. So thank you. 300,000 signatures is an enormous amount of work, but above all, it shows that the people of Liberia want this. So that tells all of us in the U.S. Congress, Democrats and Republicans alike, Senate and House alike, and the White House, that this is something that we have to get behind 1,000%. So my appeal to the people in the government is to no more delay. Do this.
Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
you've not only stood the gospel for this. You did a DD, you stood the gospel.
Mr. President, Diamond Slanger for Spoon FM.
Yeah.
The speech caused a lot of uproar in Liberia, especially with the portion that had to do with the War Crimes Court where you made Liberia's case. What should Liberians expect from that particular portion of
But
the speech?
I just stated, I don't understand what you want. Since we came to power, I've not one day called for War Crime Court. You, the journalists, call for War Crime Court. Liberians are calling for War Crime Court. Both the victims and the perpetrator are calling for War Crime Court. What I did is to explain to them why now. So if you don't understand my English, then you need to go back to the speech and then you read it well. You calling for War Crime Court, I say now why this time? When we have an economic issue, we're trying to develop our country, why focus on the War Crime Code now? Why you did not focus on it 12 years ago? And those people that were part of the entire process of what happened to us, they led the 12 years. So what now? Is that what you want? Okay, then we send it to the legislature. And then so Liberians can talk about it. I think it's important. I want to give you an opportunity. I want to give you an opportunity to talk about it instead of every day disturbing the peace of this country. So now you have a reason now to go and sit in your Palawa hut, put a process together now so you can sit down. So the perpetrator and the victims can meet. So those that have opinions can come to see what need to be done. So that what I...
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon.
Okay, tune to Spoon to get your information. Tune to Spoon to be part of our discussion, to know exactly what's happening in Liberia, what's happening in the ministries, the agencies, what are the policymakers saying, and of course, this is where we get to highlight those different happenings every single day, and bringing you critical analysis on those issues as well. On this platform, we come with diverse views, and irrespective of the political view you share, there's a space here for every single Liberian to express themselves on those different happenings across the country or those issues that are of concern to them. So I want to say welcome again to the program tonight. It's a great way to welcome every single person here. Thanks for joining us. This is the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. And yes, we are live across the internet on YouTube. We are live on Spoon Talk Live on Facebook. We are live on Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV. And we're also live on radio, several frequencies across the country. We are live on Spoon FM 107.5, Fabric Radio 101.1, and Super 95.5 FM. We're also being relayed on several radio stations across the country. I want to say thanks to our partner radio stations that are there, making sure that Liberians across the country get to hear the message, get to be in the know of those different issues that we highlight here every single day. So welcome again to the show. The rest of the team are going to be here. The panelists are going to join us. Let me just say that we are going to have a very interesting conversation here tonight. Kindly share the program as you come on. It's going to be a fascinating show. The folks, most of you here have been following keenly the happenings, talking about what Liberians some Liberians in Ghana are reportedly going through, or what they've been going through. The conversation is going to center around that. There are some details that will be revealed here on this edition of the program. There are some pieces of information. We have uh, the president of the All Liberian Association. That's the All Liberian community there in Ghana. There's a way for it. He's going to come on. He will better introduce himself. He will tell us all the details surrounding that. So, yes. So, he's going to come on to give us more information about everything that has been going on. Mr. Dennis Guion is going to come on tonight. He is the head of the All Liberian community there in Ghana, a body responsible for Liberians on the camp. He will be here giving us all the information we need around that. On the flip side, we're going to have a media person as well, someone who comes from the media background. Uh, he is a senior presenter there at a radio station on the camp. He will come on. He will better introduce himself, and also uh, Mr. Samuel Siafa Taylor. He's an author. Uh, He used to live on the camp before, but he's now in Canada. There are some pieces of information around this discussion that he will be letting out tonight. So I want to say welcome to the show. Thanks to everyone for joining us tonight. I guess said as we take on the discussion here. I'm going to go in the comment section real quick and welcome a few of you who have joined us tonight in the comment section. Let's know exactly where you're joining us from. Who are you guys joining? Let me see who are those actively in the comment section. Where are they joining us from? As we try to bring on, the our guests for tonight. Let me see if I can do this again. I don't know if. Okay, so let me visit the comment section quickly and bring the guys on. Let's hope I can get this done. Okay, so yes, let me welcome everyone to the show tonight. DJ Deuce, thanks for joining us. George D. Flomo, you said you're falling from where, Bone County, Banga City precisely. Thanks for joining us tonight, Josh. Yes, Wonkemi Sendolo, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. Mr. Philip Bala, thanks for being here tonight. It's a great way to welcome you to the late night show. Patrick B. Delbo, thanks for joining us tonight. You are joining from Rivers County, from that part of the country. Thanks for being here. Nora Ware, thanks for joining us tonight. Emmanuel Peewee, thanks for being here. We appreciate you. Sam Melvin Brown, Amadou Tia, thanks for being here. Yeah, Blewa, thanks for joining us. Antonin Sam Gay, thanks for being here tonight. Amadou, we appreciate you. Ben Jasor, thanks for being here. Alfred Canning Senior, we appreciate you joining us tonight. Kindly share the program as you come on. Let me take a few more persons here. I see Johnson, thanks for being here. Edmund Gotter, thanks for coming on tonight. We appreciate you for being here. Vero Masakwe, Frank Weir, Eric Miguel, thanks for being here tonight. Mr. Miguel, we appreciate you. Darius Dixon, Abel Barima, thanks for being here. Philip Kanda, that's Philip Kandaka, you joining us tonight from Fifth Street Sinco. We appreciate you. D Steve, thanks for being here. Tommy Junior, Jeremiah, Umaru Rogers, and all of you joining us tonight. Evelyn Matthews, we appreciate all of you tonight. It's gonna be a great show. Thanks for joining us. And yes. So let me bring on the guys. Bill Carson, Mr. Carson, thanks for joining us tonight. We uh we appreciate you. Bill Carson say, "I'm here again." Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. In fact, we are here because you say you're here tonight. If you're not here, how you see me? So it's good to have you on. So we're gonna move on with the conversation. Let me bring on the team now. I see Mr. SB Sandy. Gerald Sandy is joining us. He's coming on shortly. Mr. Francis Jabate is already here. Let me bring Francis on. Francis, welcome, man. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's good to have you on.
Thank you, bro. Good morning to you. Good morning to everybody, and good evening to our other folks. How you guys doing?
Yes, we're doing good, and it's good to have you on tonight. Uh, on the Monday, Mondays are usually, you know, busy days, but it's good to have you joining us tonight, Francis.
Bro, always good to be here, man. Always good to be here to at least exchange ideas, to shine some light on some of the things that go on in our country. And, I mean, I know most of the time it get frustrating when I can see for the comment section, some of our folks be talking about, oh, every time I want to talk about America, every time I talk about America. And we know America is light years ahead of Liberia. Light years ahead of Liberia. But the reason we talk about this, some of that's the only country we know outside of Liberia. For me, since I left Liberia, I've never traveled to any other country other than transiting from airport. When I went to Liberia, I traveled to Brussels, coming from Liberia. But I've never visited any other country in my life. So that's the only country I know. Other people that have experiences with the Ghana, Guinea, and other places like Sandy, all talk about Rwanda. People can talk about that. But the main reason we make comparison is a lot of the development we see in other countries, right? It's not because these countries are rich. It's because of the mindset. If wealth could develop country, not mindset, Liberia will be compared to the US based on our natural resources. If wealth could do that, Liberia will be compared to the US. But wealth is not the issue. It's the mindset. That's the issue with our country compared to our neighbors and other foreign countries. That's it.
Well, yeah, and a great one. We have our guests. They are already in the background. We will not keep them backstage too long. So let's hear what's on your mind, and then we can try to kickstart the conversation for tonight.
Yeah, for me, what's on my mind is a few nights ago I talked about legacy. A lot of our presidents do not care about legacy, or they don't maybe think about it. So that's what pretty much suffering our country. But when I saw, I believe it was on Spoon today, the school on fire. I think a church burned down and the school caught on fire or something like that. I saw the fire truck made it there. I mean, it's like you get it or you don't. I'm appealing to the president. At least by the end of this year, it's an embarrassment or a shame for me to say, can the entire country please get 10 fire trucks, 10 functioning fire trucks by the end of this year? Please. Our people cannot be dying from malaria, be dying from poverty. Then when they build their own houses, they die in their own houses because of maybe faulty wiring or lack of emergency services. Because fire service fall on emergency services, EMTs, police fall on emergency services. But please, for the fire department, let them get at least 10 fire trucks for the entire country. Which, of course, 10 fire trucks is not even enough for one county. It's not enough for one county to even secure one county. I'm not even talking about Monserrato. I'm talking about the smallest county in Liberia. One fire truck is not even, 10 fire trucks is not even enough for it. But I'm begging him, for the whole country, let me get at least 10 functioning fire trucks. Please. Okay. That would be one step in the right direction.
Well, thanks a lot. We appreciate you. And I think that's a very important concern. The Apostolic School, right at the Vamuma intersection today, was that institution that caught fire. There's a church in that fence as well. And all of a sudden, there's a fire outbreak. and the investigation is ongoing to establish the actual cause of the fire. So this is where we are. But I want us to bring our guest on tonight. So we kickstart the conversation. And but before doing that, let me bring Cindy on. Cindy is ready now. Cindy, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight. You are muted. Can you unmute?
I'm always muted.
Okay.
it's,
That's
it's
great.
it's good to be on. How you doing?
Yes, sir.
President, man, how you doing?
Yeah.
I'm good,
So
brother. I'm good, man. Thanks for joining.
Good.
you want
Yeah.
to say quickly what's on your mind just before we bring in our guest,
I mean,
Cindy?
we have the guests in the background, so let's bring them on. Looking forward
Okay.
to some good interaction tonight.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right. So let's now move on and bring our guest in. I see Mr. Samuel Taylor. Let me bring Samuel on. Samuel, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
Very much. To just be clear first, am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Can
Thank
hear
you.
you very well.
Yeah. Samuel Taylor, Samuel Siafa Taylor. My full name, I'm a son of Grand Cape Mount County and a Liberian musician and a book author as well. And I used to be in China, but now I'm based in Canada.
Okay.
So it's a pleasure of being on this unique platform today.
Thank you. Let me bring Mr. Yolu on. Welcome, sir. It's good to have you on the show tonight. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Am I
can
clear?
hear you. It's just that you're a bit low. I would appreciate were you to be a bit audible, but
Okay.
I think I can hear you.
Yeah. So I don't know if the rest can hear me. I can hear you. I can
Yes, we
hear
can
you
hear you,
clearly.
brother. We can hear you.
Yeah, so my name is Joe B. Yulo. Uh, I'm a media practitioner here on Camp Curriculum and in Ghana. Um, I'm a level 200 student at the GH Media School. And I'm the senior reporter at the Sky Community Radio. And I'm
Okay.
grateful to be on this platform. I'm grateful to be on this platform.
Thank you for joining us tonight, Yolu. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Um, Let me bring on the head of the Association of Liberian Community in Ghana. You want to say that right, sir? Okay. Mr. Dennis Graham, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
Good morning. Uh, Good morning to all of the listeners and those who have taken part in the program tonight. I'm Dennis Guillaume, Chairman of the Liberian Communities in Ghana.
Okay. It's good to have all of you on tonight and so that we talk about this issue. Once it has to do with Liberia, it concerns every single Liberian. And Liberians want to know exactly what the issues are, what are the unfoldings, what is the actual story about this issue with Liberians being stuck in Ghana, the demolition exercise, the different activities leading to that, leading to where we are now, and all of that. So it's a good thing that we have you all on here. You're here being a media practitioner working in that area, having some information on all of what is happening. And you, Mr. William here, the head of the Liberian community there in Ghana. And of course, Mr. Taylor here as well, Samuel Taylor, to talk about the issues. And I'd like us to kickstart the conversation. Let's hear from um, the president first. Let's hear from the president of the Liberian community there in Ghana. Uh, Mr. Gwen, what exactly are the issues that Liberians in Ghana right now faced with? Um, Before getting here, you want to give us a background of this whole thing. How did we get here? We all know that Liberia had uh her own dark days, the civil unrest, like any other country. Liberians fled to several neighboring countries for refuge and all of that. And so, just as you have like some Liberians going to Guinea and other neighboring countries, Ghana happens to be one of those countries that a lot of Liberians ran to. So I want you to give us a background. How did we get here to a point where we're getting reports about Liberians being homeless in Ghana? The floor is yours, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. And we, like you said, we all know Liberia have a dark days. Uh, the Civil War, Liberian came to Ghana in the 90s and I stayed here up to 2012 where the secession was invoked and options were given. Either you go back on repatriation or be integrated in Ghana. And 2012, people went back home voluntarily. They were not forced, and other choose to be integrated in Ghana. And in the same process, other people choose not to stay and not to even go back to Liberia. That was the exemption clause. And before the integration process, there was an agreement between the Liberian government, the Ghanaian government, and UNHCR, which is the tripartite agreement. And after the tripartite agreement, the government of Liberia were able to issue the Liberian passport to Liberians in Ghana with the hope that Ghana will integrate Liberian properly to their society. Now, after the passport was issued, the government of Ghana have a resident permit in the passport. And that resident permit was restricted. They have in that resident permit, no other occupation or business for reward is permitted, which are limited all those who choose to be integrated in Ghana not to go outside the born camp, because if you get out there, you can't do any other thing. But the resident permit they give you. So it has been an issue we've been tussling on over and over that the Liberian government is even aware. And we kept on that issue until the fresh passports has expired. They came back 2019 and renewed the passport, the same UNHCR. And we've been arguing on the same issue. Why will we be integrated in Ghana and there is no way that we will work and do business? So that has been the issue. And other people who took exemption, they were able to qualify some to be refugee and deny other people that they are no longer refugee. So we have all of these people here. Ghana continue to say the camp have to be given up to the Ghana or to the local authority. In fact, they said the camp was even given 2012. So our argument was, if you give the camp of 2012, what is the essence of giving people passport 2014 and coming back to renew the passport 2019? That have been the issue until 2021. The District Assembly Executive Director Solomon Daku issued a warning and an invasion warning that they were going to demolish the camp on the 30th of September 2021. So we argue from studio to studio, from place to place until the Liberian government got involved. So when the
That was in
government came to
2021.
Ghana, 2021, the government sent a delegate headed by Dimasra Kimeya, and we told them exactly what's happening here. And some of the issues were put before the government. And we all went through it, and the Ghanaian government realized that what they did was not good by giving a passport without, a permit to work or permits to do business. So they were insisting that we should leave, and the two governments sat down and talk that we would take our citizens back, those who are willing to go back home. But in that process, the Ghanaian government was to go to Monrovia for them to finalize the roadmap before taking refugees from here to Liberia. So the Ghanaian government refused to go to Monrovia. Our government have to come back to Ghana, register people for them to go on repatriation back to Liberia. And since the government left, we have not heard from them again until this gone 27th February, 4 a.m. in the morning, unannounced. We realized in the morning there were Caterpillar 4 or 5. And before we got to know, they said they are here for demolition. That's how the process started. So they begin to demolish the camp, people fighting for their life, almost damaged everything. So as we speak now, You have almost like a full displaced areas on Buduburan camp where you have a Liberian citizen floating all over in the street, the school building, the church building. That is the issue that we are going through right now in Ghana.
Wow. Wow. Um, this is very concerning. Let me bring Samuel on, and then next I will bring Joe on. Uh, Samuel, are you there? Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay, so you want to take on from where the president stopped. There are a couple of questions we have. We will come in with that, but we just want to give you guys the time to adequately address this issue. Then we'll come in with questions.
So for me, like I said this morning when we spoke on Fabric FM, my own position is because I was once on the camp. I spent 15 years, like I continue to say. I was just opportune because of God given talent to leave that camp as an artist to come to Liberia and launch my album. And from there, I got the opportunity to go to China. But understanding the fact that I stayed all that time on the camp and seeing what I was seeing on the social media, it wasn't going down well. I mean, I felt so sick because I know what we've been going through, putting all on the football field every morning and doing. There was a lot of things going on, and so when I see people saying, "Why Liberian can come home," "Why Liberian can come home," and sometimes even people who were on the camp who understand the circumstance of what is going on and saying, "Why Liberian can come home," is totally being hypocritical. So on that note, I feel that you know what, the little I can do, I will lace with people on the camp so that we can continue to share what we can share in solidarity with our people. But I believe after we spoke and you say we were coming, I say, okay, thank God, because this is a platform that everyone listen to. Who knows? Somebody might listen to all the government. Thank God, like we're hearing, the government of Liberia is involved right now, and which is a good thing, which is a good sign for me. Because my primary position here is to see something happening for my people, because seeing them sleeping in church buildings and school buildings, trust me, it's not going down well. So that is why I'm making my duty to talk to you, Nelson, for
So,
us to
so
be here today to discuss.
I want to know from you, Samuel, what do you know about this arrangement to get Liberians coming back to Liberia from Ghana? What do you know about that whole arrangement aspect? Were you still in Ghana when that arrangement went on? I just want you to throw a little bit of light on that aspect.
Yeah, just as the chairman now, because by then it was another person, one Vani Sambola, when I was there. But just as the chairman just said, that's the fact he's just giving you. That's the details he have given you. But since I've been there, especially when I was there, that was what happened. They gave people option to those who wanted to come home and those who wanted to be integrated and all that. So some people decided to come home and some people decide to stay. So the people that decide to stay, they give their integration, and we all understand the word integration, what it means. If you say integration, it means you're trying to allow people into your society or your community to live freely and work and be able to survive, because maybe fear of different reasons of going home.
Mhm.
So, but how can you get people integration and then you say if they can work or they can do business? How will they survive? So that is the problem, like what the chairman is saying. So these are some of the issues, and yeah, it's different things have been going on the camp that we can't really see all here, but it's a lot have been going on. But with this one, it's too humiliating. I'm surprised that Kwame Nkrumah cry for Pan Africanism and understanding where he come from. These kind of things are happening there, so it's very unfortunate.
Wow. Okay. We're gonna come back with questions, but let me hear from Joe Hill, since he's a media person. Joe, as a media person, now aside from you being a Liberian, just from the media background, what do you know about this thing happening in Ghana so far? For the number of years you've been there, from your observation and everything, what can you say about this? Okay, you are muted. Let me try to unmute you. Okay, okay, now you're good.
So, um, can I go through? Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you can go ahead. You just have to be
I've been
audible
here
and
for the past for the past 20 years plus, and I've seen a lot happening here on the camp. You know, the chairman spoke well as to the happenings that have been unfolding recently. But you see, the Liberia and Ghana friendship, I mean, is kind of hard to say from the media perspective when we look at the things that are unfolding here. Because first of all, if you give somebody a lesson to stay in your country, I mean, you must
Mhm.
give that lesson in full. You must not give it to where they will be hindered, especially on the working aspect. Most Liberians who opted for integration were not given the chance to work here in Ghana, and that is it's a very sad story, you see. And then others were given exemption. The exemption clause came into two, where some were accepted as exempted and some were dismissed and all that. And that brought a huge split between Liberians here on Camp Pudubora. So per my view, I think there's a need for Liberia, the government of Liberia and the government of Ghana to come and to really get to the table and talk this tripartite issue that brought all this uh, understanding on the table. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
So, as a media person there in Ghana, and with all of what is happening, what what can you say with respect to what the Ghanaian media is saying about this? What is the media there in Ghana reporting about this? What is the media's own position in this?
One of the biggest media house here in Ghana is TV3, and then they came. George Kwe came on the camp from TV3, and he reported very well the happenings on the camp. They are not being partial to some extent. They are not being partial, but it's like the chiefs here are trying to say some things that 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 are making Liberians here very sad. Because like yesterday, there was this article that came out on one of the chiefs that who said they have been the camp is a camp that they have been taking dead bodies and all kinds of issues that he stipulated on his I mean in his comment. It makes the whole issue here makes Liberians sad because what he said wasn't fair at all. It wasn't the truth. You see.
Hmm.
So
Now,
yeah, that's my
let
take.
me bring uh Dennis on.
Mr.
Welcome back,
Mr.
Dennis.
Quayon.
Okay. Okay. So I want us to uh make the rounds. Let's ask our first two questions to the folks up here, and then we can um we can move on from there. So let's start with you, Cindy. Cindy, you have a question, or maybe we start with Francis, then we're gonna come to you next. Cindy.
All right, gentlemen, thanks for being here. I'm one of those Liberians outside of Liberia who did not live in Ghana or any other country for that matter. So I do not have the experience of being a refugee camp. But my question to you guys is, since post-war Liberia, let's say 2003 when the war ended in Liberia, we have had three elections so far. Have any of our leaders provide any form of support to you guys on the camp? I mean, that's before even the Ghanaians start requesting that land or whatever you guys have now. Have any of our government provide any form of support to you guys on the camp? Anybody can answer that.
Okay, let me unmute you. Mr. Dennis. Okay, I just unmuted you. Go ahead.
Okay, there is no sort of support from the Liberian government, and in fact, we are even holding the Liberian government responsible for certain things that are happening to us here. You go into an agreement with another country without your citizen knowing what is the agreement about, and after all, we are still tracing what was part of the tripartite agreement, that which encouraged Liberian government to even send our passports in Ghana for us. So since 2003, before even Manasedi became president, there was no support from the Liberian government to Bujumbura up to present.
Wow. Okay. Then my second question will be, how much notice did you guys receive? Advance notice that you guys received before they even approach the Liberian budget, the Ghanaian, I'm talking Ghanaian government that approach you guys, talking about the repatriation of refugees back to Liberia or giving the option of the state. How much notice did you guys receive, like, that this process was going to take place?
The first notice was 2021, and they said the deadline was the 30th of September 2021. And that were we discussed. There was a huge
What month?
argument.
What month? I'm sorry, but you said the deadline was the 20th of September, 30th of September 2021. So, what month in 2021 were you guys giving the notice? If you say in the
It,
first
it,
month of
it, it, was, it was given in June. I think June. They
June?
gave us the notice in June. Yeah, and we were like on there until the Liberian government came in, and they came up to say, "Look, the demolitions have been cancelled. We'll get back to you." But this one around, the government saying that they were not part of it. It was the traditional council. And after the first day of demolition, the second day, the government came in, which is the nationals or chairman of the or security at the central region, with the central west commander, with a lot of other government officials came, and I was arrested that same day. So when we went to Pentagon and I asked them, look, you brought me here. Government said they were not part of what is going on. So what is the essence of arresting me? So they said I broke into Buduburan school to put our citizen there to be. And I said, no, I didn't broke into Buduburan school. I seek permission from there. So it was a heated argument between they and I. Later they called the school principal and she said, it is true that we went there, we didn't broke into it, but we were claiming the building. And I said, yes, it is true. We were claiming because it's our own building, we built it. So if we demolish it, Buduburan, we also have to move there because I know at the end of the day you will demolish it, but that the only safer zone now for us. So we had that argument for like 10 minutes. So they decided to detain me. After 6 hours, they came out and they said, I was posting like a UN workers in Ghana. So I should go and write my statement. After writing my statement, they also came up and said, look, the CID said I didn't have any crime. And if the regional commander want me to be detained, then they should take me to their regional office. So they released me on bail. So the issues about the recent demolition, it wasn't to our knowledge. It was unannounced. And in fact, when it started, when I got out there, I asked, if you want to demolish, where are the police? Where are the fire service? The electricity workers? Because light all on, but nothing like that was happening. So there was no notice given to all before even the 27th of February.
Thank you.
Wow. Is Sandy here? Okay, Sandy, please go ahead, sir.
I was speaking on mute. I'm sorry. Dennis,
Yeah.
Mr. Gwen Taylor, and Zayolu, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Gwen, before I proceed, are you related to the late Aaron Madison Gwen?
No, but we have the same going from Grand Judah.
It's the same Goyon. Okay, well, yeah. Goyon is Goyon, so
Yeah.
have my sympathy. I
Yeah.
just wanted to extend my sympathy. I'm from Grand Judea as well, just to make that known.
Okay, thank
I
you so
was
much.
on the CAM 2021 when I left the US for Liberia. I was in Ghana for a week and I was on a camp there.
Okay.
I know some of the conditions that the people there were confronted with. I know the environment. but I definitely cannot sit here to say that I know the full story. So my first question will be, what do you think is the motive, the actual motive behind what happened to the camp? Destroying the homes of Liberians and trying to reclaim the camp. What do you think the real motive is or are?
For what we all know, and per what the traditional council has said when he and I was on the city TV show, he said what they were doing or was wrong, but that is the only way that they can get their land from the Liberian refugees here. And what we all know says that the government attempted first and they couldn't succeed. So this time around, it's the same government that used the traditional council to come and demolish this camp. So it's political motivated. That's what I can say, because you have so many areas around here that you can build or market, and you only think about Budubro. And in fact, during that show, the traditional council has said Buduburan was harboring criminals. And I asked the UNHCR build a police station here to protect people that are here. Now, if the police know that they are criminals among us, why could they take the criminal out and left her alone? Now, he also came up to say our women are doing prostitution. And I said, can you bring out a proof? So there are so many things they are saying, but the motive behind that government need out here. So they tried the first, the second time, it couldn't work. So they decided to use the traditional council to get her out of this place. And since the incident, whenever you call on any of those authorities, they will tell you they are not part, they are not part of it. So the motive behind it is that the government don't want us to be here again.
Thank you, Mr. Guillaume. I think we have established some foundation here. I listened to your interview with the chair, the traditional council chairman. I watched that whole interview today. It was about an hour. During that interview, when you guys were going back and forth, he also stated that they want to build a market. And what you just referenced, that because of the crimes in that area, they try to minimize the crime, and the best way they could do it is to build a market. So I also heard that part. You are saying that the Ghanaian government indirectly using the traditional council to kick the Liberian out. They don't want you there anymore. If that is the case, what are your expectations? Are you fighting to remain in Ghana, or are you fighting if the government don't want you? I mean, is it your desire then to fight to stay or to fight to get out, but to be done in a proper way? I guess I'm kind of struggling that if the Ghanaian government don't want me here, then what am I fighting for? I guess that's what I'm trying to establish.
I think you're making a point. The issue is not about fighting to stay in Ghana. The issue is not about fighting to be on the Gomua fertile land. But the issue is the unfair treatment given to us. That's the issue that we are talking about. We agree that you want your land, but that is not the way to do it. And those kind of a false accusation levied against people, criminals, they are armed robbers, they are prostitutes. And that is why I want people to understand that we have not. If you even listen to that interview clearly, I'm challenging the authority of the traditional council to prove beyond reasonable doubt that there is the Liberian that we caught this year, this time, the police. There are no records on that. So you can come clearly and say, look, my people, we don't want you here. And the government can even come back to, refugee board can come back and say, look, your time of staying here is over. And we can back out from there. There are so many things that refugee board have done to Liberian refugees here. We have talked, and they have admitted to most of this if you listen to that interview. So it's not about staying, but it's about how we were treated.
Okay, so Mr. Goyon, I would appreciate if you were to face the camera, capture a larger portion of you, because it's more about the person.
We're not used to staying up late like you, man. A little over there now.
Yeah. Okay. So, Sandy, you done with your question, right? So,
I mean, if I get 3, I can go. I got plenty. But you said 2-2. That's why I'm shouting.
I know you
Okay.
said so. Just
Yeah.
George
So
go.
yeah. Let's continue the first round.
Okay.
Josh, you want to come in? You have a question?
Yes, look, thank you, Nelson. And look, guys, thank you, Mr. Taylor, Mr. Guion, Mr. Yellow has left. But I'm grateful, to speak to you guys. I think I've been on the camp before. I think in 2001, I was on the camp. I was living in Olaji in Accra, but I used to go on the camp more often. So I had a few friends there, and it's good to have you guys here. I just got two questions, like the moderator has permitted me to. One thing is that the first place our current head of state visited since he became president was Ghana. And the press release that came up said described the president of Ghana as a friend and brother of our president. Have you guys felt any of that friendship that our president extended to his Ghanaian counterpart? Have you guys felt in any way since that relationship was established?
Say that again.
Mr. Yulo is laughing. So I'm
Yeah.
saying
So
our current president is consider himself as a friend and brother to your Ghanaian president, right? Where you live now. And the first country President Bouaka has visited since he became president was Ghana. Did you guys visit you when he went there? Or did you guys feel any of the hospitality that our president called that president his brother? Have you guys felt any privilege or any different aura since Bouaka has become president? President Bouaka?
Nothing like that.
Okay.
We were not even aware that the president was here.
Okay. Thank you. Now my second thing, he has been established.
It's like Yellow. You want to make a you want to broadcast anything? You want to make any point on the question Josh asked? I saw you shaking, and were you saying something with respect to the question? Okay, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah. I was saying that not at all. We haven't felt that solidarity, and then this scenario crowns it all, because since then we have the people at the school at Point Hope. There was this scene that was created by the chiefs and all that, threatening us that we should leave the premises within 2 days' time. I mean, the friendship our president have with this president is not being shown from that perspective. Seriously, it is disheartening to see things happening like this. Meanwhile, our Ghanaian friends, our Ghanaian brothers and sisters in Liberia are living like with free and living harmoniously with all the Liberians in the area there. So I mean, that friendship you're talking about is not being felt seriously.
Wow. Okay.
Thank you. So my second question is that I just a follow up from my brother Sandy's question. It is established now from our conversation that the Ghanaian authorities don't want the Liberians on the camp there. It is established. Whether they can say you're killing people that were, but the main thing is good that you guys, I think Mr. Nguyen expressed that they don't want the Liberian refugees there on the camp. And that's why maybe they are making up all these stories about prostitution, about robbery, or whatever is the case. My question to you guys is that where is the aura amongst our people? Do they feel more urged to move back to Liberia, or they are more aligned toward remaining in Ghana?
So who's going first on that? Okay, let me take Mr. Goyal. Let me unmute you. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
As we stand now, there is no option. Before, when we were fighting for this place, at least their houses were still standing. But as we speak, they have demolished half of the camp, and they will continue on maybe by Wednesday. So as we speak, there is no option for someone to say, I will not go back home or I will stay in Ghana. Now, if you stay in Ghana, where will you be? So the best thing right now, all of our people, is to go back home. Is to go back home. Now, there's among the refugees that are here, the Liberians that are here, they still have people who still hold refugees card, about 500 plus. They are asking them to even go to Western region, which is around Takrady. And that is individual decision. I will not take that decision as the chairman. We don't know whether they will be going there or they will say, oh, we will want to go back home. But as we speak, even those with refugees card and those are integrated, they are not different. They are in houses and are
Yeah.
demolishing it. There is no exemption to say, oh, the person is with the card and the person with the card. They are doing the same. So for what I understand and from what I'm seeing from the faces of our people is, look, I think Ghana don't need us, and the best thing is for us to go home.
And
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
then maybe since Joe is a media person too, he can add on to that. Or I see you trying to unmute as well. Samuel, any of you can add on to that. But I want to say I want to welcome Edmond to the show. Edmond, thanks for joining us. So Joe, you can go ahead. Then we will bring in Samuel, and then Cindy and Francis want to make some quick points. You can come in with that. But Joe, go ahead. Let's hear you. With respect to the question Josh asked.
Yeah, so regarding that, I think most Liberians would like to go back home. Most Liberians would like to go back home. Maybe there are few who are doing studies here and they would like to end their studies before going back, but there are most of them who want to go back home. I don't know how they're going to work the LRRC and Liberian government, how they're going to do that, but most of the people who have interviewed, they would like to go back home.
Wow.
Especially to where most of their have been damaged. They have been working here for years, and then there are places were demolished. Even me myself, my place got demolished. I was at school and my place got demolished. I didn't take penny. I didn't take anything from there. So like other Liberians, I would like to go back home. Yeah.
Thank you so much for the answer.
Samuel, you wanted to come in on that? You are muted. Let me unmute you. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's one of the critical questions even myself wanted to ask that the brother just asked. That is, what is the way forward since things are like this? And that was one of the questions I really wanted to ask, because even though I was on the camp before and I'm advocating, trying to see how best our people can be heard, their cry can be heard. But that's one of the critical questions I wanted to ask. What's the way forward? Because like he said, they don't want us there again anymore. They don't want our people. So what is the next decision? So that was one of the critical questions I was going to ask.
Okay.
And what are some of the modality that's been worked out between the Ghana Refugee Board, the Ghana government, and the Liberian government at this time to ensure that our people leave from that place safely?
Okay. You the chairman, you want to respond to that? You want to speak to that? I think that's a question there that Samuel is asking. Are you aware of any arrangement, any modality being worked out between the both governments? Okay.
I don't know anything here, and let me just say this: I don't know whether since the friendship between President Boyga and Nana Akufo-Addo, but the first time when the Liberian government came here under President Weah, they promised to go to Liberia to dialogue on the roadmap, and they refused to go there. So I don't know whether this time around they will come up with a decision. And as we speak, since the thing happened, Ghana Refugee Board continue to say, they continue to contradict themselves. The camp was closed since 2012. Every interview that I have with Chatepadi is the same thing, continue saying. So since the thing happened, we haven't heard from the Ghanaian government yet. Even I complained to UNHCR and they told me, look, we can't do anything without Ghana Refugee Board. That's the kind of a way they built the system. So until Ghana Refugee Board can come in first, then we can follow. If you see what's going on right now, even we request have a canopy for our people, people are sleeping out, mosquito coil, even no food. There are so many things we talk about, but then Ghanaian government said they don't have anything. The Liberian embassies came here, the ambassador came here. At that time, I was even around, I was the principal of the police, and he said he promised to come back. Up to now, he have not come back. And one of the things is that Liberian or embassy don't take decision without Monrovia. So we all look up to Monrovia. So we pray to see how soon the Liberian government will come for them to even make that arrangement. As of now, there is no arrangement.
Okay. Thank you, sir. There seem to be some issues with the internet. Sandy, you wanted to make a quick point, and Francis, then we take Edmund.
Yeah, well, Josh asked a question. I think based on the question, Mr. Gwen said something that there is an arrangement for Liberian to be moved to Takra there, which isn't enough. And by the way, it's very far away from Accra. Are they giving them, is that like an arrangement for them to give them free land over there, or is that some sort of establishment housing units that they're going to put them into? Or how are they moving there?
You know, there, there, there was a camp there they call Senzoli. The bought challenge dropped on Liberian by 2000 or 1996. So there's a refugees camp still at the western region, at the border with La Cote d'Ivoire and Ghana. There where they have Sudanese, they have the Congolese and all of the other refugees. In fact, we even have some Liberian refugees are still there. So Ghana refugee board proposing those that are still holding UNHCR ID card to send them there. There are some houses there already. I want to send them to.
Okay. House is there already. Edmund, you want to come in?
All right, Nelson, thank you guys for having me. For me, what I'm getting here is that we have always stayed our welcome in Ghana. And I understand exactly what these brothers are going through because I live in a situation where I was a refugee before in Guinea. And when you welcome people into your home, once they overstay their welcome, the person that welcome you begins to act in a way where they want you to just get a sense of that you are overstay your welcome and try to leave. Things are not going to change if they take you guys anywhere else. What we need to do is to get our government to prioritize our citizens everywhere in the world. These are one of the problems we are facing in life as a nation. We don't prioritize our citizens as little as we are. And the government, what the current government is inheriting now is because the past government failed to prioritize our citizens and did what needs to be done to get our people home or to get our people in a safe environment where they can be able to strive. You know, I think that's the problem here. We should either try to get our people home now or the same thing is going to come up in the future. Nothing will change. New place, still the same Ghana. So I think for us, this is what needs to be done. We need to prioritize our citizens and their welfare anywhere in the world. For instance, my brother George was saying that all we talk about is America. There's no way you go one American citizen, anything happened to that person, they will send a whole army to come get you and sees what's happening in Liberia, in Ghana right now. Our citizens don't have a place to stay. This brother is going to jail, and we are sitting down talking about our radio station instead of the government or the embassy going there to get our people or to provide safe environment for them to be able to strive. You can't integrate people into a society if you don't have a means of them feeding their family. If they can't get a job, how are they going to feed their family? How are they going to strive in an integrated environment? So that is not a deal. We need to get these people back home and give them something to do and job, make a way for them before they get home. We have a place for them. We have a job or some kind of training program to integrate them into the Liberian society. Anything else besides that would be a waste of time.
Thank you. Thank you. Um,
And that's it.
Now,
I didn't get to make my point after Sandy, but you jumped to Emma.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's not a question. I just want to make two quick comments because I know this stuff, the situation affecting our brothers and sisters in Ghana. We don't have the solution, but we also too should not play politics. I know our brother George brought the relationship between President Barker and the Ghanaian president, asking to see if he was going to resolve the problem. But President Barker has been in office for less than 2 months or whatever the case may be, and this situation that our brothers and sisters are facing in Ghana, he inherited it. Started years before he even came into office. So there's no such thing as a relationship between President Barker calling Nana a friend and brother. It's going to be a magic wand that the moment he was inaugurated, boom, Ghana will give citizenship to Liberian refugees. So the point of bringing that, I think, was irrelevant. It was just trying to play politics. My second point is our brother Yolu also mentioned, the way they have been treated, but then Ghanaians are living in Liberia freely. And I see folks in the comment section even commenting, the Ghanaians should be sent back too. That's a dangerous statement to make. We should feel for our people in Ghana, hope that their living condition can improve and they can come back home. But I'll also remind our folks in Ghana and Liberia that the Ghanaians in Liberia did not come to Liberia because they were refugees. These people are in Liberia are residents. Even if they cross the border somehow illegally, but they are here, they are not. Government is not giving them land, not giving them places to live. They are surviving. However, they are surviving. So we should not try to say, because Ghana don't want refugee in that country, so we should deport all Ghanaian citizens from Liberia. Because I can assure you that there are other Liberians currently living in Ghana that are not refugees. So we should stop that making such comment because the Ghanaians in Liberia are not refugees. Okay, thank you.
yeah. So let Josh, we're gonna come to you quickly, sir. Let's take Samuel. Samuel, please go ahead.
Yeah, just to make things clear, I think it's unfortunate that you didn't really get what Joe was saying. Joe was only making reference to Ghanaians who are living in Liberia and living peacefully without any stress. Why is it that we are living? So he really didn't go saying that the same thing happening to Liberian, they should be shipped back. So just a point of correction.
No, I got that
And
point. I just want to make sure
no,
that the
no,
people
but
in the comment section understood that the Liberians in Ghana, their condition is bad, but they are there living on a camp. The folks in Liberia, some of them are here working, they are doing businesses, contributing to our society and things like that. No excuse for what's happening in Ghana, but I just want people to not make that make that false equivalent that because refugees are treated that way in Ghana, so Ghanaian citizens in Liberia that are here working and doing businesses should be treated the same way. That's a false
also
narrative.
you speaking from the comments, right? In the
From the
comment
comments,
section.
yeah,
Oh,
reading
I
from the
thought you were
comments and all
referring to
that.
Yodo. Okay, so it's
Okay,
clear that people
thank
who
you.
talk in the comment section. So let me, Brother Nelson, let me just add to what the brother talk about people, our government prioritizing us as citizens wherever
Mhm.
we go, and I think that's one major issue. This morning when we spoke, I think I made reference to that when I was in China. What happened? I learned that listen to where we are right now. To be very honest, every Homo sapien is a politician, but I don't want to play politics with the situation right now, and I don't want to treat it with any sentiment. This is very serious. It's about people. Now, like I told you this morning, we need to prioritize our people. We need to be very patriotic. Because what is going on, Liberia is not showing, Liberian government, I'll be very honest, is not showing any kind of real robust action to what is going on. You writing a statement saying you will see into the issue, seeing your people at this kind of point of time, no intervention, quick intervention is saddening. It happened in China during the coronavirus when Nigerian was sending plane for the people, the students. When Ghanaians were sending plane for the students, Liberian students were all around the place. They got to come on WhatsApp with some who were working there to be able to assist. It's saddening. So if
Thank
you treat your citizen that way, how do you expect even what is happening in Ghana? You think if Liberian government were in a position, in a real professional position, you think what is happening or going to be happening? No.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Um, I just want us to do one round of quick questioning for our folks. Then we go to the phone lines. Um, and I see your hand up, Josh. We are going to come to you shortly. Um, but this thing, I see a lot of people keep writing in the comment section about the resettlement benefit. A lot of people still think that this thing should not be at this level, but it is where it is because Liberians or some Liberians in Ghana accepted the resettlement benefit and didn't get to repatriate or come back to Liberia. Uh, what can you say to that? Yeah, so let's start with you, Joe Yellow. Let's start with you, then we'll go to it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's a good question. When the cessation clause came, they said reintegration.
Hello, are you here? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear him?
No,
No, we
internet
have
issue.
Internet
repatriation.
connection. Okay, he's back.
Oh,
Okay, I think
Am
we
I
can
back?
hear you somehow. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
You
Yeah, we
okay?
can hear you, Joe.
Yeah, so I was saying that the cessation clause, when we had the cessation clause. Hello, can you hear me?
We
Yes.
can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, Joe. We can hear you.
Hello?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Joe need to go out and come back. There's a
Yeah,
delay.
so I was saying when the cessation clause, when the cessation clause happened, okay, when the cessation clause happened, it, it was like in three categories. But the third category was hidden. And then the third category is what most people needed because after the war, people need to go to a third country of asylum to see greener pasture and see how to help themselves and their relatives back home in Liberia and also to help the nation Liberia. But the cessation clause came and then people opted for integration because it was the integration that was prioritized. So most people opted for integration. So the bulk of the people who opted for integration stay here. They brought them passport, and the passport limited them to work in the society. Others went back home to Liberia.
Wow. Okay. I think we got that point. So yeah, so let's start with George on this second round of questioning, one question each. So we take the phone lines. Okay, so Mr. Goyan, you're back. You want to speak to this issue with the repatriation, or let's say the resettlement funding and stuff like that. There are lots of concerns that have been raised with respect to that. What can you say to that? Is did Liberians actually receive money to come back home? Like some people are even saying in the comment section, did they receive money? How much did they receive? What exactly was the arrangement?
Uh, um, I don't know where they getting their sort of information from, but before the integrations, after the first thing was that they gave a grant. The family head was to receive $400,
Mhm.
and if you are dependents, you get $200. And that money was like a grant from the American and the Sweden government. And there have been an argument in Ghana over and over. Even when I appeared on Metro TV, City TV, and the TV3, the Ghanaians themselves were able to come out to say, look, you can't give somebody 800 cedi as the head of the family to sustain yourself in Ghana. And before even the integration, there was a lot of promises made. I produced most of the newspaper to the Ghanaian authority, and they realized that all of the promises were made to give us housing. Our kids were to go to school. You were not going to be charged foreign fees to go to any university here. But after this money came in, the Ghanaian government are getting their fair share of the cake, and it decides to close all of this thing off. On your eyes, then they will say, "No, it's not true." In fact, their own media houses will say this thing, and they say no. So if the issue of giving somebody money to go buy home, Not to my knowledge. People went on repatriation and they gave them the package. But with the
Okay.
issue of those who took integration, there are no monies given to you to go home. No.
Okay. Thank you. Josh, you want to come in?
Thank you, Nelson. And like again, like I said, it's such a tragedy. I want to say that. The second thing I want to say is that my brother Francis um, tried to equate my question to be maybe nonsense, but I don't know whether he's close with the authority to determine which question yet should be taken seriously or not. But here's what I want to say. We I've seen you, Mr. Green. I think on TV. I watched you here in Australia on TV, where you were saying the same thing about this. I think 800 city for reset, not resettlement, but integration. That is nothing. And I've heard that, and I realized exactly because I lived in Ghana before as well. I know that that's useless. It cannot even rent you a house. And in Ghana to get a job as a Liberian, even if you integrate, even the Ghanaians are not getting job before you that just came from the camp. So I know it's difficult. My question is that because every country's government, the welfare of the people is the paramount responsibility of that government. Have you guys had any direct communication from our current government about any intervention in this crisis? And I think, Mr. Goyen, I want you to address that because I think you are more of close to the Liberian authorities there. I just want to hear from you first. You are muted. Nelson, he's muted.
I just unmuted you. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, good. I said from the beginning, the first day of the demolition, the ambassadors, the Chargé d'Affaires here called and he said, "Oh, this is what I'm hearing," and I said, "Oh, it's true that they are demolishing our houses." And after 2 days, he came on the camp, by which time I wasn't around. But then again, I received a call from one Charles Green, who says he was working with Advocacy. He was asking me what's going on, and I explained all to him. He told me they were going to meeting, they were going to get back to me. That was since Thursday. Up to now, I'm not getting any information from there.
Okay.
Look, yeah, look. Can I ask my last question, or is just okay? One, it's okay.
Okay, just squeeze in the last question because we're about to go
Yeah,
to the phone.
my last question to you, and is border on the same question that I asked. We know that the Liberian LCCC that you just named, they are close with the authority of resetting Liberians and moving people here and there. So if the government comes now and takes trucks to the camp, do you think people are going to board the trucks to head back to Liberia?
Yes, because the first time they came, they did a censor and they came up with a report, and those who were willing to go back home, but they didn't come back to Ghana to take people. And like what you're saying, the condition now, there's no option. If you say, I will stay in Ghana, where are you going to live? The houses you were living in, they are demolished. You are now in the street. So if your government come to your aid and say, look, let's go back home, even though it's an individual decision that I will not say that everybody willing to go home. But what I'm telling you is that if you say you will remain in Ghana, where will you be? Even those that are living outside the Debron camp from time to time, so many times they are calling me immigration that broken into their house, that their residence expire, their time in Ghana has expired. And I just said it this one time in our meeting, even if you stay in Ghana now, how are you going to make it? Because it's the Ghanaian own laws that before you even go to somebody's house, if they even overstay, you should wait at the border, seaport, or the airport. But they are not doing it. They break into people's houses and say, "Well, bring out your passport. How many days you are staying in the country? How many days they are giving you?" And they jail people for that. So if you say, "I will still be here," refugee can I will even cover you, or if they demolish it, then what's going to happen to you?
Thank you.
Wow.
Nelson,
So
your voice.
where are the children staying?
Where you find a parent, they're where they are.
Wow.
Yeah, with a parent.
Yeah,
Yeah, with a
Samuel,
parent.
let's hear you. Then we take Francis' question.
Okay, my question will go to the chairman. I will have to ask these questions because, in as much as we are in solidarity with the camp, trying to see how we can extend our hand, we also want to know what's the mechanism that you, as a chairman, or what's the message you, as a chairman, is giving to the people for them to be able to, like you said, from your own perspective now, there's no hope and there's no option. So, what is the message that you are giving to them? Because most time, Liberians, we listen to our leaders, especially when somebody stand as a leader. Right now, as we stand, the weight is on you, Mr. Guillaume. Everybody like want to hear from you. What did the people say? Where is going on? So, what is the message that you are giving them that will encourage them that will encourage them to want to come home? Although it's an individual decision, but understanding the circumstances right now, what is the motivation that you're giving them, at least? Because we all, for me, if you ask me now, I would tell you, say, I want everybody to leave that place. But although it's an individual decision, but what is the message that you as a leader is passing on to encourage them to make that decision?
Uh, Thank you. One of the good things there is that all of them live in Bujumbura, even around Bujumbura, including those that are even living afar. Winneba, I've been there for them, and I've been standing for all of those problems they are going through. Now, you find yourself in the kind of a situation you are. I don't think I got a special message to give anybody now. They themselves watch what I'm going through. People threaten me on a daily basis. Now, even the Liberian community themselves, if I'm sitting somewhere, I have more than 10, 15 men around me just to protect myself. Now, if you still want to be in Ghana and say, look, maybe I want to go to Western region or I want to go to Accra to rent, my issues I've been telling them that if you decide to stay in Ghana now, like you will be on your own. Because there are so many things that we are going through. Like our brother was saying, from Kotiabe days, from this time to that, there are so many things. And I was fighting from 2021 up to now. I end up going to jail. And they all seen that. So the only message that I'm telling them is about time to make a decision. Because I don't want to make a decision for somebody to say, go home, go home, go. And at the end of the day, say, oh, he forced her to go home. When the Liberian government came first, there are so many things I put before them. There are people who came here with their parents. By the time they were 2 or 3 years, those parents died here. They didn't even know where they're going. That should be the responsibility of a Liberian government. There's other families who came with their grandparents, and the grandparents died here. They even know their fathers. They died in the war. And there are children who born here in Bujumbura, and they don't have parents again. How are you taking people back to Liberia? These are some of those things that put people in the Liberian government. And I'm asking so that they can work on it. It's not just about taking people from Bujumbura to Liberia. It's not all about it. The government must also come in to help. There are so many constraints. So it's not about preaching message again, but they know exactly what we're going through, and we have to make a decision to say, look, let's leave this country and go to our own. I think whatsoever you're going to be in Liberia is your own home.
Wow. Wow. um, let's hear from you, Cindy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a hard thing for our family out there. I made my position clear earlier, Mr. Gouin, that I'm from Grand Guinea. That means a lot when it comes to the camp. We have a lot of family out there. I want to talk about the issue of trying to get legal documentation for employment. You may agree with me that Ghana is one of the countries too that have a high unemployment rate. I mean, a lot of Ghanaians themselves don't even have jobs. If we can agree, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm reading statistics. And if that's the case,
That's true.
we can also establish then that while we have a lot of our Liberians that are qualified for good positions and have some skill sets, we also have a lot of people in that camp that are not lettered, that are not qualified for any skilled job. So even with those people, giving them legal documentation, they will still find it difficult to find employment. I'm trying to be very careful. I don't want to accuse, but I'm just trying to be realistic, practical. I'm hearing you basically, Mr. Guillaume. You are ready for those people to go home. That will be your position. What are you telling the Liberian government tonight directly to do for you as the president and our family and friends and all of the Liberians on that camp? What do you want the Liberian government to do for you? Is that to fight to keep you there? Again, I asked that question earlier. Or are you wanting the Liberian government to come there and take you out and take you back home?
I think I answered the first question you asked. I said what we are now is not about staying at Buduburan again. It's about finding a solution for our people to go home. Now, before you talk about Ghanaians are not employed, and you from statistics this and that. Our issue, my issue personally, whether there are a lot of people who are unemployed, your duty as a government, since you have opted for us to stay in Ghana, make your position clear. Give all the work permit, give all the free movement in our residence, and let's see, so that the blame will not be on you. But not in the case that you restricted us. Are you restricting us because you felt that your citizens are not working? That is not an excuse. Let's get that clear. You can tell us, oh, you've been integrated in Ghana and say, oh, you can't work, you can't do business for reward. That is wrong, and they accepted they are wrong. But why can't they rectify it? So the issue is not about staying in Ghana again. It's about our people leaving from here to go back to Liberia. And that these are some of these things that I put before the Liberian government before, and I'm still saying it to them. It's not just about carrying them. Other people have their family there, but there are people who don't even know anybody there. And the people they know there as the Liberian government. So Liberian government have to stand firm that they are carrying people they will also cater to there.
Thank you.
Yes, so I mean, I agree with you that there are some people that don't even know Liberia. They were born there, they went there, they were young. Those instances are very tough. I mean, my children were born in the States. Is that taking them from here and say, go to Liberia, go to your home? That's not their home. So I understand that position. I'm also hearing from you, Mr. Guillaume, is look at that legal document that you need to move around freely is an important factor here. Is that what I'm hearing? You still are fighting for that legal document for Liberians?
But yeah, we're still fighting. The reason I'm fighting for it is that those who choose not to go back and they have a passport with the resident and the resident is restricting you. Now people going by because of anger, and those who have the money to even rent outside Budubura, maybe in Accra, and you still got that restriction in the passport. I'm still fighting for that. You should be able to take that clause from in that resident because it was paid for. It's not free. So they should be able to rectify that mistake for those who still willing to be here.
So if the the Ghanaian government, this is going to be my final follow up on this one. If the Ghanaian
Yeah,
government,
and then right after you can bring in Edmond. I think
okay,
George already asked his question. You can bring in Edmond, and
okay,
then after that we'll be going to the lines.
okay. I
Nothing. I
want to.
haven't gone my second round yet, though.
Okay, so after Edmond and then Francis, I
Okay.
want to make some quick adjustment here.
Okay, so Mr. Guillaume, this is going to be my final follow up on this topic here. Let's say the Ghanaian government say, okay, we will give you that legal document you need, but give her the camp, we take the rest of the camp. Would that be? I mean, I know they already started like 80% of the camp is gone, but let's say they come and say, okay, we have nowhere to put you. You can integrate into the society. We give you the right document to move around freely. Do you think that's going to cut the deal for our people?
Sir, let me say this again. The issue we are no longer discussing Budubura camp. They came up and demolished. If you listen to most of my interview on the local radio, I said we are not fighting for their land, but like the way we were treated. So we are not discussing Budubura camp now. The issue is that are people willing to go back home, but those that are not willing to go back home and have the money to stay out of Accra, Tema, and all of these places, their documents should be changed. Let the blame be on them, not you. Whether they are qualified or not qualified, it should not be you. Give them that legal document for them to move freely. That is the issue. We are not discussing Budubran camp again. And the president we're talking about is not Ghana government that pay for it, that UNHCR that pay for it. So since they are paid for it, do the right thing.
Thank you. This is a great response. And I mean, sorry for my repeated question. I just want to make the position clear. So thank you. This explains a lot. Mr. Edmond, Arthur, come in, please.
Edmund, you are muted.
I just want to expand on what Brother Dennis said. I think the problem here is not the problem of staying anymore. The problem here is priority and the means of earning living. So I know there's people there that want to come home, and there's other people that was born there that don't know nothing about Liberia that would still want to be in Ghana. But if we are trying to do those things, we have to prioritize how the people are going to be able to take care of themselves, which is the paper that Brother Dennis is talking about. So, what the government needs to do right now, because we are in a drastic situation, we need to take immediate action. And they are if they go take trucks over there today and bring people back to Liberia, there's nowhere for them to stay. They don't have family member that they in contact with anymore. So we don't have a system set up in place for all of those things, which Liberia government need to start establishing those things to be able to bring these people back home. Prioritize our citizens. So the wealth of a nation is not the resources we have under the ground; it's the citizen, and we are not prioritizing our citizens. I'm pretty sure there's people in Ghana that can work in Liberia that can be very productive in Liberia and giving the fair chance for them to integrate into the society. And I'm also sure that there's people that want to stay in Ghana that can produce and be able to produce and live freely in Ghana. But if you have a people that you're not giving them a fair chance of earning a living, it causes them to do certain things that they are not supposed to do. This is where all the problems are coming in, and people are saying they say most of these things that they are saying. There's some truth to it. As much as we want to, dispute that, there's some truth to what is happening in the camp. So we need to prioritize those people and bring those that want to come home because brother said there's no, they have no option anymore. So the Liberia government need to take drastic action. That is my position on this, and I don't even have a question for the brother because I know the situation at hand right now is very hectic.
Yeah, thank you. Well, before we move on to Samuel, I want to make sure, Joe, do you have anything to say? You've been a little quiet. You have anything to add?
Yes, just to add to what the Honorable Chairman and brother just said. I don't care what the case may be. There will still be Liberians who are still in Ghana to live their lives here, because the fact remains that they feel free to move around here. They are used to the place and they think they can live their lives here. Maybe if you want to take them from here, maybe to another country, third country of asylum, it will be good to do that. But most of them, there are some of them who will stay here. They prefer to stay here than go to Liberia. Some people, they have bad memories in Liberia. They won't want to go to Liberia for those memories, And some, because of here, they are used to this place. They don't know anywhere in Liberia. They prefer to be here and live the rest of their lives here. So that's what I want to add.
Thank you, Joe. I saw Francis, we're coming back to you. Sorry. I saw Samuel, Mr. Taylor hand was up. Mr. Taylor, quickly.
Yeah, so quickly, I think I get the point of Mr. Guillaume from everything he explained because I was just waiting for the bottom line of what he was saying. So I think the bottom line of all that he said is that even if people on the camp, let's say for example, majority agrees to come back home, he's saying as a chairman, he's still fighting for those that are living in Accra and other parts of Ghana who still carry that paper with the restriction to be removed. So that tomorrow we can come back to this same topic again that the few Liberians are there, this is happening because they can't get job and they're doing this and they're doing that. I think that's his point. So whether or not Liberian coming home, or who's the ones that will stay, he still want that document issue to be fixed. So those who will take the decision to come, then he will be clear in his mind as a chairman that at least tomorrow when they're there, they won't be facing the same problem of unemployment because of the condition in their paper. So I think I get it straight. So I think our point now or way forward now is to press on our government to continue to talk to them to to create a facility, because before you even go for these people, you have to play. So our topic now should be on appealing to the government to take that step of preparing for those who want to come back home to come back home.
Thank you, Taylor. Francis, go ahead.
Yeah, quickly. I mean, thanks guys for coming on here. We really empathize with you guys in Ghana, but I just want to just point out a few things. Unfortunately, I mean, it's happening, and this is not something that's new. That's why at the beginning of the questioning, I asked the question about any of our government since 2000, I believe 2004, has any of our government try to support you guys in Ghana in any way, shape, or form, and we know that has not been the case, evident on what you stated so far. And for now, so now it's on the Vargas administration to pick up the pieces that other past government did not pick up. But I just want to say another thing that you guys. I mean, if you guys can come home, any of our folks in Ghana, if you can come home, come home. Don't let your lives be used as political pawns. We see the same thing happening in the U.S. with the border situation. People from other South American countries coming to the U.S. and now they are being used as political football. Do not let your lives be used as political football. If you are not wanted, come home. We know it's tough. The country you are coming to may even be worse than where you are in right now, but there's no place like home. We know there's a lot of bad memories for some of you that are on Bolivarian camp. They not just go there because you wanted to go and have fun. You went there on boat challenge when people die on high seas. You guys went there. You allowed you are traumatized. But please don't let your lives be used as political football. If you can come home, come home. We hope that things get better, and we hope that you guys are staying safe. And we feel for the kids that are living in school buildings and churches. That is not the way to treat people. But people are jealous. Like, sometimes they see what happened. That little support from the U.S. to Liberian families on the camp. That stories that I've heard before in the past. That Ghanaians would say, you guys here and living a better life than us. So all these things can create that resentment in the hearts of the Ghanaians or ordinary citizens, and they will push that government to do things, and for political reason, the government will always succumb to the will of its citizens. So I mean, it's sad, but we hope you guys can stay safe and come home if you have the chance and opportunity to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis. So I know we'll go to the line. The number is up, but I have one last question before we go to the line. Mr. Chairman, the question is for you. You said earlier that your life is at risk since you are the front man for the Liberian there. Is your life at risk with the Ghana authority, or is that certain individuals that are coming after you because of what you're doing for the Liberian people? And are you safe currently?
Uh, 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 People that have after me are the traditionals. There are certain group here. If you live in Ghana before, they call the Hausa, and they after 2012, those guys have established Area E as the gap, and they've been living there. And these are people who are causing problem during the demolition. These are the same people they use. I made that statement at the police station when we got there. They called me for a meeting, but then they were speaking their dialect. And all of the year we stay here, we can stay on the same tree. And they were threatening me, saying things. And I told the police, the uniform police that were there, in your uniform, the people that threatened me, you had nothing to do about it. And quickly they were able to talk to them, but it's not sufficient because they said I keep exposing them. I remember some part of 2021, one of the colonels called me from the police, said, you have exposing our government to the outside world, which is not good. And it started from that time. So as we speak, for me, I feel that being with them, I'm not too safe. That is why when I'm sitting somewhere, you got a lot of Liberians sitting around me. And because of my people, I will not stop speaking. I will still be talking until we can get a solution to the problem here. So I feel good. We can manage it until our people can live from here.
Well, thank you, sir. And I think with that, we want to go to the lines and take few calls. Lots of people here, so many folks want to make their contribution to the discussion tonight. Folks, if you're just joining us, this is the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. I'm Nelson Colette. Thanks to the entire team here. We have the chairperson of the Liberian community there in Ghana, and the folks are here. So let's take some calls from you. The WhatsApp number is on the stream, and then the local number to call is 0555 Let's take our first call here. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from.
Hey Nelson, thank you for taking my call. I'm most of the time in your chat room. My name is Vic Man or Victor Manning. I'm calling from New York. Well, I listened to the president over there, and I rather see his thing because I live in Ghana for so long, and I'm in the United States now. But my question is, I'll make a comment first. That Ghanaian people don't want you over there because if they wanted you there, they would have given you a status. So my question is, what would you do if the Ghanaian government today come and remind everybody and deport to Liberia, and you find yourself in Liberia? What would you do?
Okay.
So my thing is like just go back home and try to make life for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's take this person from here. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You're live. Your name and where you call from.
My name is Joyce Simia. I do call from Grey Hill, Ominga.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, it's so sad in situation. Hearing from our people abroad there, I think the kind of occasion is good for us to invite some of the government authority to be listening and hear what is going on so that they can take swift action, because doing all the questions, giving it to them over there, somebody already being depressed, then you be asking all the questions, then just to say, I have to say you found solution right away today.
Thank
it's
you.
not bad, ask them, but it's good also to invite our government official on air on such an air that they let it be listening and know that what is happening to our people down there. If they're giving death here, we ourselves, the citizens on this side.
No, we're not promoting that. I don't think you coming to about it. Hello, let's hear you. Your name and where you calling from.
Good morning, Nelson. How are you?
Yes, sir. Let's hear you.
My name is Doe. I'm calling from US.
Okay.
Thanks for taking my call.
Okay.
Yeah, that's I'm one of those persons that follow the situation in Ghana as it relates to the refugee camp, where we have thousands of Liberians. And see, we said there's a saying that said, development comes with pains. So, as it goes, the Ghanaians need to develop their country. And I think the civil crisis in Liberia has ended ever since. And I think I will give my piece of advice to the many Liberians there on a camp to see reason and go back to Liberia and go back home and contribute whatsoever way and resettle themselves back in the country. Thank you for taking my call.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for your contribution tonight. Let's take another call here. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you calling from?
I'm Teresa Nelson. How you doing?
Yeah, it's good to have you.
Yes. Okay. I understand those people's situation in Ghana, but listen, we all live in the refugee camp. I was in Guinea. There was something they call repatriation. Okay, there was packages given to those people. They told them to move. They didn't just come one in the middle of the night and then started busting their places. They was told there was money given to them for them to settle. There was repatriation for them to go back home, and they refused to go and they sat there. I understand they try to make themselves comfortable and get that. But listen, they are not giving them any citizenship or any ground for them to say they are citizens of that country. So where you are citizen, they tell you, say, go. Only Liberia, we have seen, we consider other nationals to come and naturalize themselves, but also, even they don't, we consider them as African, if anybody. We give them license to do anything. We give them places for them to be, and nobody will bother them. Only in Liberia it happens. You cannot see any African country. So I advise my brother who are listening to my voice, please, if you know you are settled, and you have your people in Liberia go back home. There is nowhere their home. Now we have a sitting president and government. We're going to make sure they provide security for everybody. I know we all were afraid for the security situation and what was going on over there. But now we are telling you guys to please go home and leave those people country. They don't want you there.
Thank
Please.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's leave you there and take another person. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from.
Yes. How you doing?
Yes, sir.
Yes. This point, all right.
You're live on the late night show on Spoon. Go ahead.
Yes. I already thank God for the gentleman right in the studio from Ghana. I had a question to ask the man because if I seen this situation in Ghana, first of all, I want to say to the Liberian that in Ghana, it's a very situation. My name is Imaya Mo. I want to know for the blind and the cripple in that camp. If I hear in this situation, I must say I'm blind. But the situation that I've been talking about on the studio is very disturbing. And I want for the Liberian government to reality this. It is not about politics.
Okay.
Why about talk about Yahoo? We talk about now. The situation is happening now. So I appeal to our president to really look in this situation.
Thank you.
Very disturbing.
Thank you, sir.
Very, very disturbing.
Thank you.
So I want to say to my brothers and my sisters, whosoever have been disabled in that situation here in Bossy House,
Thank you.
where are these disabled? Where are these blind people?
Let's leave you there, sir. So we take others on the line. Thank you, sir. We appreciate your contribution. Let's please in this call. Hello, you're live. Your name and where you call from?
Yes, this is Berlin Manuel H. Seaton from the Providence District 13 to be precise.
Okay.
With regard to the topic of discussion, I was hearing as the Ghana to be precise.
Mm-hmm.
With the way situation has turned, we all said, the static of it. But again, this is why, unlike other countries, our country has always been backward in terms of, preparation. I had not been, and our country was to be like other countries, that the government has some real estate places established. We will be thinking about our, federal citizen returning.
Okay.
But taking this into consideration now, with the challenge that the government is faced with, especially new as we have, it's kind of sad, but be as it may, if that be the only option, then the government can guide the people even when I put in zinc shots to get started until they do something.
Thank you.
We all welcome that. Thank you for following me.
Thank you. We'll take the last 2 calls or 3 calls, the last 3 calls, and then we wrap up this one. Hello, you're live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, hello, Nelson. This is Do calling from Italy.
Okay.
I've been following the show. It's a good show. However, honestly, I don't have a question. I just want to do the statement. Like, we should hold our government responsible for whatsoever happening to our citizens. Because any country you go in, they always prioritize their citizens. It's only in Liberia you can see all this mess going on. Seriously. I'm sorry for the word I'm using, but we got to be fair. There's the point.
Thank you.
The government really doesn't care about their citizens. There's the point. We got to be fair with this.
Thank you
Thank
very
you so much.
Let's take the second to the last call. Hello. Okay. And we lost this one. And this one here. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead. You're live. Let's hear you.
All right. My name is Mohammed Issoumi. I'm calling from the community.
Okay.
You see, the issue on here is not a news for Liberians that are in Ghana. We were in Ghana before. We saw what our people did during the Kodiabe issue, and also when they were actually also take their citizen Advocacy in this guide of revoking our citizenship. They told us to take their citizen Advocacy. So after we got to hear the news about if you take the citizen Advocacy, you will no longer be a refugee people started to protest against that same idea. The late Mr. Madison Guyon, who took the initiative to help the Liberian people, they were after them. One morning we were lying down, the soldier people surrounded the entire camp. So everybody outside trying to relocate us to a different locations. So it's not a strange thing that I'm just asking the Liberian government. Our brothers and sisters are in Ghana. There is still reason to bring them back to Liberia because no matter how they stay over there, just imagine in the 80s, Liberians have paid Accra, Jamestown. They deported them from Ghana, they brought them back to Liberia. They were they never knew anybody in Liberia, they didn't know any part of Liberia. They deported them. So no matter how they stay over there with their document and whatsoever, at the end of the day, Ghanaians will deport them.
Thank you.
Ghana is really good for Ghanaians. Their labor over there is very cheap. I'm just asking our brothers who are never in use of their life to come back to Liberia. And let's start from there. No one like who.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. Let's do that and squeeze this one in. Hello.
Hello, man.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, hello. Let's hear you quickly.
Thank you. This is Bila Soare, and I join you from Philadelphia.
Bila, go ahead.
I listened to your guests, and I appreciate them for coming on the platform to tell some of the things that we actually know about the demolition. But I really want to ask them. I'm sorry I came a little bit late. What has been, there was any prior notice as relates to the demolition before that demolition go on? Because I followed that particular demolition on TV. It was very devastating. It was heartbreaking that people who was broke out of some kind of way, like people were taking things. It reminded me of the war, really.
Okay.
It reminded me of the war. So were there any prior notice?
Okay, any prior notice. Thank you, sir.
I want to say, quickly, let me conclude. I want to say to the government of Liberia that the statement is welcoming. We should not only stop to the statement. Let's go to the practical aspect because our people in Ghana there.
Thank you, sir.
Badly suffering.
Pilas,
Thank you
we
so much.
appreciate you. As quick a final call in now. Hello, finally. Let's hear you. You are our last caller.
Yes, this is Leroy Gibson. I'm calling from London, Ontario, Canada.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to say hats off to you guys for the initiative. And let me quickly register my sympathy to all those on the camp and what they are going through. Equally so, I want to stress the point that there is a need to come home. I know there is going to be a strong challenge about coming home. And please, let us not try to politicize this whole thing that there was a government there before that did not live up to this and a new government. There is a government now. And for the part of the chairman, this situation is beyond his control. I'm saying this because I understand what leadership is all about. Right now, the government on ground, there is nothing about young government and old government. That government needs to take an action immediately. It is an immediate action, because you're talking about lives. They shouldn't wait till people start dying.
Thank you.
So they shouldn't wait till people start dying. So I want to thank you guys for highlighting the issue. So the bottom line is that our government just needs to take action. Forget about the Ghanaian people, their sentiment, their behavior, and what. The action now is to rescue the people, and that's it. Thank you very much. That's a good night.
Thank you, sir. Well, that's how we end up with the call-in segment. I want to welcome Prince to the show. Mr. Gbei, it's good to have you on the show tonight. Thanks for joining us. You came too early. That's okay.
I can see that now. I can't edit.
Yeah, so
man.
yeah, it's good to have you on. So again, this is where we are. You want to just respond to some of the comments made and do your closing. That's for our guests, all of our three folks here. So maybe we can start with the chairman. Mr. Guyon, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm just sleeping now. Since the morning from show to show, from show to show, it ain't easy. I listened to all of the callers, and some are emotional, and It's not easy. As at times people will be thinking those that are here in Ghana, maybe they didn't want to go back home. It's not the case. You know, prior to the sensational clubs, there are so many things that were said. And the burden that I'm toting today is not something that I initiated. But just that we don't see your people in the kind of a situation and say, look, let's leave them or find a way out, this and that. There were previous arrangements made with my predecessors down the line from 2002, 2003, up to where we find ourselves now. All I can say is to rally around people in Bujumbura and see how best they can go back home. And before even going back home, there are so many things that are happening right now. People are sleeping out. Even food to eat is a problem. We're begging for canopy. We're begging for people to come and attend to all medically. Got old ages, the blind. Somebody called and talked about the blind. We got cripples and all here. They were in their houses and they were demolishing this thing. So let's forget about what's happened in Guinea, and that was Guinea. What's happened in Ivory Coast, let's forget about all of these things. The problem right now is Bujumbura. And let's see how best we can all add our voice to the government to see how best we can get our people from here and even start helping them. And basically, I don't like people politicizing our situation here. This government like this, that. No, no, no. We are not part of this thing. All we need is the humanitarian arm of the government to come and help us. Whether the person was there or the person was not there. When the job we are there, government came here, I was one of the people that were questioning them. What is the trace to the tripartite agreement? And they said there was no turnover note to them. And so I said, okay, let's move on. Let's find a way forward. And then what we started from. So I'm appealing to everybody, calm down with the emotion and see how best you can help the situation at Bujumbura.
Mr. Goyon, what I'm getting from you is a bit alarming. Are you saying that you guys have absolutely no trace to the tripartite agreement? What then are you using to challenge the Ghanaian authority, or to make your case?
Besides the tripartite agreement, there are things they share in their own media. And most of the documents that I was using in 2021 are from their own print media, things they said before even the integration process. So these are documents that we're using. And they were denying all of these things, they were accepting some of them. And at the end of the day, they hold them. But now this is the case. The chief has come up to say, look, we are wrong on what we're doing, but that is the only way we can get our land. They accepted that they're
So
wrong.
they admitted that they're wrong.
Oh yeah, they admitted that they're wrong, but that is the only way they can get the land.
Thank you, sir. Yes, let's hear from you, Joe. Let me try to unmute you.
I listened to all the comments and I appreciate all those comments. One point I would like to stress on is the those with disabilities who are now going through this stress here on camp. Because as for me, I'm an administrator at the Harmony Disability Center. And then we use our center. Our center is on camp. Based on the first demolition, we move somewhere outside the camp. But our center on the camp, we're using that center to host people because of the number of people where at the number of people at the how you call it, the Point Hope Center. So the brothers talk about his disability. We are hosting some disabilities people there. And then I'm also an administrator at the Harmony Center. So I care for disabled, seriously. I really take their needs and their height. So we are helping some of them at our center on camp. You see, the issue here is it's not about Liberian going back home. It's about how they are going back home and the things that will be placed, issues that will be put in place before they go back home. All these things we got to take into consideration. Seriously. Yeah. So thanks for all the comments. We appreciate it. We're looking at how we can put ourselves together to go back home.
Thank you, sir.
So that's
Thank you. Samuel, Mr. Taylor, let's hear you. You're closing.
Okay, once again, thank you, Nelson. I think it was good that these two brothers come on so that they can explain in details exactly what I tried to uh, air this morning on fabric. But my position, like I continue to say, since I was once on the camp, I decided to come in solidarity with what is happening, and that is why I choose to connect everybody for us to be here today. But the bottom line for me is that we shouldn't treat this issue with sentiment or politicize it. Let us look at the current situation right now and let us join heart and hand together as Liberians to be able to solve the problem and encourage our people to come back home. But in the meantime, while government is planning, because no matter what we do, there will be some bureaucracy going on before anything can happen. But within the meantime, what can we do to assist these people with shelter, with food and medical supply, like the chairman just said? So this platform is a big platform. I'm appealing him as a person. If Spoon FN can take the initiative to please help us to do the cash out thing to raise some fund so it can be sent to the people who are there. At least they can be eating while government is planning to get them back home. So that's my appeal.
Okay.
And thank you very much. And thanks to the Liberian people who took the time to listen to the cry of our brothers and sisters. And I appreciate everyone who came. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. So we want to say thanks to you guys. We appreciate you for showing up here, and um we we as Liberians equally wish you guys the best. And we're looking forward to that intervention that will bring a permanent solution to this entire issue. Like so many people have said, it's not new. This is something that's been going on for years, and we really look forward to seeing some intervention that will just address this issue once and for all. Again, I want to say thanks to you guys for being up here. Joe, I appreciate you. Thanks for showing up here. I see Mr. Gwen is very
We
tired,
can go
sleep.
now. Stop sleeping on our show.
Yeah, thanks for being here. We can sleep on this show, but thanks for being here. We appreciate you. And to our brother Samuel, we appreciate you as well. Thanks for showing up here. We appreciate all of you. And yes, let's hope we can meet again, talk behind the scenes, and yeah, together it can only get better, you know. So thank you. We appreciate you guys, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Okay, so well, that's where we are. That's where we are. Um, we're doing our closing now, right?
But
But
Nancy, at least I can't. You couldn't even allow me to ask one question, one or two questions
oh
separately.
my
Definitely,
You
definitely.
can't relate to
word.
church,
Yeah,
man. You
my
can't
man,
relate
you know
to.
me bad,
No.
man. You
Honestly,
knew in the
I owe
comment
you
section, I
apologies.
texted you, I
No,
told you,
no,
say
listen.
I'm at work.
No,
So,
listen. I owe you apologies for that.
yeah,
Honestly,
no
it was an
problem.
oversight. It was nothing intentional. And
Man, they can't
following
relate
the
to church.
call in,
You will not raise me song.
following the call in segment and everything.
Friends, for real.
And then the guys were doing their closing. It just yeah. But you could have raise your hand or just signal something.
Yeah, my man,
Yeah.
I know what they're going through, but I mean, it's just a tough time for them.
Yeah.
I know that ride will
Yeah.
pass through it, but I mean, it just
Yeah.
the biggest thing to do is to just come home, for
Yeah.
real. Because even the group
So
you're talking about, that the
so
group with the mark, they're not Ghanaians, they are Nigerians, that are Hausa. They
yeah.
in
So
between the border between Cameroon and Nigeria. They're not like,
yeah.
but they're doing the Biafra war. They
Yeah.
ran away and they killed
That
them.
get everybody time so we can do our closing now. Like the way you join this real late, you're only close.
The
Yeah.
man can
So
say, you should not even talk because what you closing for? What you saying? You going closing on?
Hey,
Nothing. Let me
what,
go.
you see,
why
what kind
why
of close on?
we've
Why
been
you know you
talking
going
like
close on?
we all
No,
yeah.
no,
You going
no,
close
no,
on?
no. I know that. I know. I've been following the show. I've been monitoring the show
Don't
from my
mind the
office.
guys. Don't mind those guys. They just pushing you. But
No, no.
let's
No problem,
have the
Deji. It's
time to do
okay.
our yeah, let's have the time to do our closing now. And yeah, so Prince, you have 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes to do your closing. You open and close all at once. But let's
Mhm.
let's start with Francis. Francis, you have 1 minute, sir. And
Yeah. Go ahead, Nelson.
yeah, no, I'm saying uh we will move to Edmond next, and then we bring Prince in. Josh, Sandy will take us home.
All right, yeah, guys. I mean, as you can see, what's happening with our folks in Ghana, and we are all sitting here asking them to come home. We can all talk for now the judgment. They come home, come home. What? But then we gotta also ask ourselves, what home are they coming to? You see, the entire country is open, but everybody is concentrated in Monserrado County because that's where all the little opportunities in the country is. So President Braga has a big hill to climb. Because our folks can come, where would they live? In Monrovia? Monserrado County? No. Let them open up the Southeast. Let them open up Grand Creek. Let them open up Maryland, Grand Bassa, Nima, Riverside, Refugee. So when people come home, there's roads for them to drive on and go to other counties. Security, emergency services, fire. People can be dying for fire. When people that come home too, they got to build houses to live in. Fire trucks got to be there for people. Emergency ambulances got to be able to take them to the hospital. Schools, all these things we needed. We're talking about it now. But in the past, none of our leaders prioritized any of these things. Because what the thing about is, if I take money and support I put in Bujumbura camp, well, how much money will I steal and put in my pocket and enrich myself and my family? So that's part of the corrupt situation we're in. That's why also too, this war and economic crime code is very important so that we can set the example on the people that have been stealing the money. Not only about the people that brought water to Liberia, the people that have been stealing the money. Let them get arrested and locked up if they are found guilty so that future leaders can know that you're not stealing Liberian money. Because Ghana, we are talking bashing Ghana today, but the people is turning into a first world country. Ghana is turning into a first world country. Say what you want to say about Ghana. The people are developing their country. And why are we saying about ourselves in Liberia? Then we want to blame the people for trying to kick our folks out of their country. Let our people come home, but our people in Liberia to stop stealing. Road, stop stealing the money. Let the people build roads, build hospitals, build schools. So our people in Canada are professional too, can come out and work. Thief man, like people can say. Thank you.
Thank you, Francis. Let's go to Elmo.
I think my brother said everything, but for what I have to say is what I observe of this situation is pretty much land dispute. I think the underlying problem here is that our people have stayed on the people land for the longest. And I'm pretty sure the Liberal government is not paying for them to stay there. And their refugee status has been revoked we have over 3 elections now. And they have not come home, and we have no support for them over there. And things, if you limit the way of people earning a living, a lot of things happen, which is some of the problems that our people are facing over there and they are being accused of. So I think even before we bring these people home, there should be a system set up in place. There should be a place for them to live. There should be hospitals for them to be able to go to. But none of those things are in place right now. And we are talking about them coming home. Where are they coming? In whose house? Which family we're going to host them? We should all think about these things and try to get our people, our government to set a system in place so they can bring these people back home and be able to provide jobs or training for them to be able to integrate. Are you guys hearing me? To be able to integrate them into society. If not, we are going to bring back people that will have face more problem in their own home than they are facing now in Ghana. And I don't advise that they stay there because the same thing is going to continue to happen because the Ghanaians are tired of hosting them, which is the problem we are facing right now. So I will appeal to the current government that we shouldn't procrastinate on this. We should try to bring our people home and set up a system in place for them to be able to integrate into the society.
Thank you, sir. Prince?
Well,
that history there, like, you gotta call that history show. But anyway,
no, I'm not good when I hear still, my man. I know it be on time now.
From
So,
the
but
Biafra war,
again,
the Hausa
yeah, I
tribe, and
mean,
everything. But
first
go
thing
ahead, let's
first,
hear you.
first thing first, I just want to say thank you to all of you guys. And I mean, our brothers are in Ghana, our brothers and sisters are in Ghana. It's tough. I got my relatives there then too. I've been behind my older sister, Kahun. She got placed, everything, but I mean, she just decided because she been there too long. But again, notwithstanding, not because they put Bennett so long that people should get take them off like animals. That's a bad precedent from the Ghanaian leadership, even the traditional people. That's a very wrong thing that you're sending out there, because these people live for you. Were in Ghana there, we contributed highly to the economy of Ghana. Do you know what I mean? Every dollar they send, they got 10 cents on it. Every dollar that you receive, the Ghanaian government had 10 cents on it. I don't know. Now I want to ask the leadership, how many people on our camp now? What the total number of people that are there? Because if you're asking out there for help, you asking the ultra power C for help, obviously you got to be able to put numbers so that people know what the number is dealing with here. The leadership getting in touch with the Foreign Affairs Ministry from Liberia or ultra power C in Liberia, instead of being dependent on the Ghanaian government to do what already told you, say you gotta go. Some of people, I mean, you gotta understand. Let us leave the place. That's all we can say. We can't say nothing else. You know, it's hard to say, but I mean, I just want to say congratulations to the new information minister. I mean, I listened to him today speaking.
Thank you.
You really articulated well. So I mean, I hope and show that he will make some good new and prudent information minister for the new government in power. Again, we are all here every day to speak our mind to the people. To our listeners out there, we want to say shout out to you guys. Again, we got to come back in-house again to see what we can do for those brothers. Then, as to what the other brother just said, even the little we can raise up, we can be able to do it at least to help those guys in order. So once again, I say thank you. Though I came late to his class.
Yeah. Thank you. Josh?
Look, thank you guys. I think it was a wonderful show. I came a little bit late as well, but not too as late as my brother Prince. So look,
Leave me.
It was a good one. The thing is that, when they say tamaken fue, and they say that only in Foya, the real people that need rescue now are the people in Buduburan camp, the Liberians there. They need rescue. So we are hoping that this government is going to exert every effort to make sure that they rescue our brothers and sisters. Because look, like my brother said, it's not as simple as you come back home. People that say you come back home, down to the house you're going to stay. The government has to put a lot of things in place. Like LRRC has to make sure they have places for these people to go, maybe resettlement area, and then slowly they can integrate the people and find places for them. So it's a really tough one. This thing is supposed to be happening. But the thing is that what we really realize is that those who are still in the camp are people who wanted to stay. Those are the people who did not want to come to Liberia. So you cannot say Ellen supposed to force them to bring them home, or President we are supposed to force them to bring them home. But the prevailing situation now dictates that the government does something. And we are not putting the blame on any government. But it is the prerogative of the government to make sure that your people are well fed. They are, they get what they want. And now the Liberians that are in the camp, they want to be repatriated. So we hope that the arm of the government are responsible for repatriation, the LRRC, they'll do everything possible to make sure that these people are rescued from the hands of those traditional elders or land council who are trying to get rid of them. And lastly, the World Economic Crime Code, I think it's a good thing. What I don't think Economic Crime Code is necessary. I think World Crime Code is necessary than Economic Crime Code, because Economic Crime Code is the same as if somebody audit. So if you're working in government, because the only people we think that are stealing are the people who are in government. So if you're in government, and other report catches you that you did something bad, that should be investigated and you go to jail. So I don't think we need extra code. I think when people don't want to expedite justice, they don't want to make justice to hold quickly, then they go looking for other things and bypassing and say must set up a special code. No. In Liberia, embezzlement and stealing is a crime. So if you are caught in any other report and you are investigated and you make sure that what happened it did happen, you go to jail. We don't need a special code for it. I think the war crime code is what I'm really advocating for. I think it serves a deterrent for people who want to still engage in nonsense. They will make sure that when they see their friends going to jail, they will see that no, they will realize that no, that's not the thing to do. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this way. So look, thank you, Nelson, for the time. And thank you to the Spoon family for giving us the opportunity to speak to our people. It's incredible that we can all gather from around the world to speak to one group of people. And we hope that we are being heard. Thank you so much. God bless you. And God bless Liberia.
You are not being heard.
I've been, man. I've been. Always. I'm the most hated person on the show. So I know my message goes through because I'm the most hated person here.
Liberians did not listen to you. You were on this platform propagating former President George Weah. The people did not listen to you.
Only 20,000 people did not listen to me. Only 20,000 people did not listen to me.
Prince was heard.
20,000
Prince was heard. But the people did not get to hear you, George. Because
but Nelson, judging for the people that listened to me and the people that did not listen to me, the people that listened to me were more. But anyway, we lost election and it's a hard thing to take. But look, that's a reality. And guess what? I often say this thing in chat room and here that I'm happy that CDC lost the election.
Oh, you happy?
Yes, I am happy.
What you wasted time, effort, and everything, and now you happy.
Foundation can be laid, Nelson. So a better foundation can be laid.
But
the reason I'm saying this, let me lay the context.
Not trust his own market you are selling to the Liberian people, because if you say you are happy after telling the Liberian people that this is the best way to go, you lost, you were defeated massively, and then you come back to say you are happy. It means that you didn't trust what that goose is that you are selling to the Liberian
people. That's not entirely true. That's not entirely true. Here's why I'm saying that, Nelson. There's a man in the Bible, and I'm going to quote that.
There you go.
The man, his son was sick.
Maggie
his son was sick.
Very well. I'm calling
his son was sick, and he prayed and tore his clothes and turned all over rubbed himself all in the grass, praying to God that his son should live because that was the only son. Finally, when his son died, he wiped his skin, wore the best of clothes, and said, "I give God the glory." There's a reason why things happen. I think the next CDC that's going to come to power will be the most effective CDC. It will not be the CDC of the past. And I thank you, and I thank God, and I thank every one of you for listening. God bless you.
2029.
If y'all come with the same ideology, it's going to be the same CDC.
2095.
The ideology will be almost the same. The only person that will change.
I enjoy the confidence that George comes with.
2029.
I enjoy the confidence. President George Weah. President George Weah made a very important comment. I don't know how many of you followed that when he accused
I listened to it. Yeah,
Unity Party of killing people and all that kind of thing under their government, people dying under the Unity Party government.
It's amazing.
In fact, he trained the police. The president said, "Look, I trained the police. All of my wives, people were not dying like this."
When they say
that's true. That's true.
The president said, "Honor his wife."
I'm getting credit for that, Nelson. You know why? I'm getting credit.
Yeah. 1 minute, Francis. Let me end my statement. The president said, "Honor his wash." When the protesters were protesting, you were giving them food. When you say you want protest, you order food and water. The police guy you.
Give it to you. Yeah, go and eat. When you go for your movie in the street and go sleep.
And now he moved from there. He moved from there.
That gun they using on the people.
They keep to rescue the country.
That ain't killing the people.
Just quickly, right? Just quickly. They made right. George Weah right and George Weah right. On the George Weah time, this type of thing was not happening. But you know why it was not happening? All the drugs that they brought and give it to our people. Were they chasing after drug dealers to arrest them? No. So if you chase criminal, you will meet criminal. So what happened with the LDEA? Drug government not chasing no criminal, but they brought it. They can't eat it all. Let's zogorize our people. So nobody chasing criminal. Then now the issue that happening now, all the frustration are going on. right now it's boiled over. The pot overflowing now. And unfortunately, it didn't overflow with his government. It overflowed
You
with a
put
new
a blame on
administration
God
who got to
on
clean up
the
the
past
mess.
government. You get
No,
tired.
So you see,
listen.
You
I don't want
explain
for
tired.
anyone
You
to
explain
say. I
tired.
don't want
no,
for
you
You
anyone
gotta
to
explain
say.
explain
tired.
because
Guys,
you're
guys,
part of
So
your
I'm
guys,
not
guys,
creation.
close.
guys,
I'm not
guys.
closing
Let's
tonight.
do this.
I'm
Let's
not
do this.
closing tonight.
No,
You
you're not
coming
closing.
close. You
You're not
coming close. But
closing.
let's do this. I want us to listen to it, just a portion of this video, guys. Just a portion of this video. I don't
All
want for
right.
anybody to say that me say.
The rest of this country. So shooting people, police shooting people was not the intention of the struggle. That's why I train the police to be very conscious of the African people, conscious of the African people, and make sure that we friendly with them when it comes to the protests. We give them food and water. It's important. Those that are crying and say they want to protest, they are now the government of the country. They have a free right for them to hear that you're shooting innocent protesters, Liberians, you cannot sleep. According to them, our feet are on fire, but the feet must be on fire. We cannot allow any police direct people to kill innocent that are protesting for the rights. That's why we didn't do it. And that police director, I can guarantee him when these things happen, we will march for him and bring him to court. Everything that we heard, everything that was done, according to them, that didn't happen. What we see, people are dying, this is a common protest, is wrong, and we must flag it. We have to stand up as citizens of this country. This will not happen no more. In our history, I was a young man with extra power.
You know, and this is it, man. Listen,
There's a guy make
President
money for
George
comedian. You know, be a good comedian.
President
Be a
George
good comedian.
listen, Josh, what did he make of the
joke.
president, the former president's speech? Did he speak well?
Look.
Did he really hit the issue, Josh?
I think so. I think he did. And guess what? Here is what he did. When people take the literal meaning of the word, I train the police. He told the police what to do. He said, guys, we are not here to hurt anyone. If people want to protest, go and protest. That's the reason he said he trained the police. Not that he went to the barracks to train them how to shoot gun, how to hold gun. No, he told them. He gave them straight instructions. That's why when you go to school,
you think he was to the point? You
teachers
think he was on
instruct
the
you.
issue? You think he really addressed the issue as former president?
Yes, I think he did. Yes, I think he did. Because guess what, Nelson, during George Weah time, people used to hire and kill people. So we say that ritualistic killing, we say that Tony killing. But it's not a broad day they can go to you and kill you. You see how the killing going on? When I fire kill the person, that police kill the person. When I FGA kill the person, that the other person.
What do you
You
make
are
of
just
the
dying indiscriminately.
president speaking? I want you to capture the part where he said they pull our feet to fire and we'll pull their feet to double fire. Everybody say, "Amen." You know, but what do you capture?
That Baku is trying to stay carrying. Like I said, I will buy 4 road tickets on the comedy show. That he's a comedian now because he's sitting there saying all those things, right? I train the people. I know our brother want to figuratively explain what Joria mean train the people. Those are the same police people that left for honor him. But I will still go back to this.
But the president said they gave people water. That police used to give water and rest to people when you go
Exactly.
protest.
And I true. Am I not lying?
Nothing. I remember one of my Oma said cook the bottle that Joria gave in the morning to go to give to the protester. And we find color and all give to the protester. But what I will tell the Liberian people,
let's
the overflow during her administration, and he ran away from the country, and then it spilled into JMB. And JMB is responsible for it. And he will clean it. It will be tough time in Liberia. Tougher times are coming, but JB will set that foundation.
Don't speak of JB. JB saying you're going to fix everything. Don't say tough time. They don't say. You didn't say tough time. If you're going to say tough time, nobody's going to vote for him. If you're going to say tough time, nobody's going to vote for him.
You listen to the former president's message. Yeah, let's hold you there.
I heard Joey message, but I think like there's a follower of George Weah and then there's sedition. And these guys, I think they are followers of George Weah. George Weah can never do anything wrong in their eye because they will always back him up. But what I'm
But
saying
point
is,
out why you did wrong. Point out when you said wrong, then we know that you differ
I'm
from
not
us.
that listen now. What I think is, my man, in every government, there is going to be mistakes made. I
Oh,
didn't say
really?
that these was mistake. Listen, there's
Go
going to
ahead.
be mistakes made. I'm not saying that this what happened is a mistake. When people are trying to clean up a state, things will happen. This is what's happening. You cannot go and
Okay.
fight. You have to you have to see what happened when I think I listened to the press conference earlier today. These guys were fighting an officer for his weapon. This thing happened in first world country where they are highly trained. It happens, and it's happening in Liberia where Joey is the trainer. So when you
Thank you.
see Joe,
You guys are becoming comedians. You guys are becoming comedians because it's funny that when you say that,
Please,
you are just
please, please,
comedians.
you want to
You will
talk
be you will be
aspect
you will be
Cindy?
you will be an expert comedian than George Weah.
Wait, brother.
Your ticket will be
Yeah, yeah.
expensive than him.
No, let's have Prince to conclude on this. Then we move to Cindy. Prince,
Look,
what do you
look,
make
look.
of the president's speech? President George Weah said this government is
I
shooting
mean,
people, but his government are giving people food wherever they wanted to protest.
How many times was he in the country? People doesn't. How many times? Was
No,
the
the
president?
president was the
Uh-uh.
president he was always in the
Nelson,
country. You know that
Nelson.
the president.
No. When the rest riot was going on, when people they were between the fence. That time he came out, he said, "Well, Liberia, there was no rest riot. The rest at the port, tons of rest at the port. You forgot that, just Nelson? It just a couple of months ago, my man. So the president said, and he said he will keep our feet double to the fire.
Yeah.
And the port clapping. That my brother Sam said, look, they got people that love money. I don't care how he going wrong. They see looking well, they see well, they will say no. That shit a rare shit. That's the people. So
Thank you.
I mean, you ain't saying treat the police.
Yeah, the president said he trained the police.
Look,
The police
look.
was disciplined.
The
But
president is
thank you. Let's move to Cindy. Cindy, take us home, please.
Bro, laptop never finished.
You're having fun. I just listening to your phone.
wow. They turning the show into a comedy show.
No, but apparently, before Henry Costa was put in a box and shipped to Sierra Leone, he was fed during the protest. At least he was not hungry in the box.
Low. That's a low line. That's a low line.
No. Let's
That's a
protect
low
Cindy.
line.
I will mute everyone because Cindy needs to be
You know, you're
protected.
talking, I was just paying attention.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's true. Henry Costa was, at least he was fed before he was put in the box to be chased out of Liberia. Let me get back to the topic, man. What's happening to our people in Ghana is a sad thing. I agree to some extent that this thing is not new. They were giving prior notice. I've listened to the major news outlets out of Ghana. I listened to the chiefs who own that land. And then I listened to the Liberian, the president who came here today, Mr. Guillaume. The chief are saying that since 2010, they've been asking for their land from the government. So historically, what we should know is that that particular spot where the Budubruan camp is was leased by the Ghanaian government from the chief. They call themselves, I think, Nana Who or something, Nana Nu. That's the organization that owned that particular land. Now they want their land back. And they've been saying that since 2010, they've been asking for that land. So, I mean, I feel pity for our people in the camp. I was there 2021. The entire surrounding of that camp has been developed. So for some of you that have been there many years ago, that left from there many years ago, you may not recognize that place again if you go back. Only that particular spot still needs some sort of development, right? So, but the entire surrounding has been developed. So I think that's really the reason behind it. That's why I asked the president, what's the motive? And I think after listening to the Ghanaian chiefs, really what I captured from there is that they just want that place to develop it. But yet then still, our people there, they are humans. They deserve to be treated well. And we are asking the Liberian government to come in and help our people, repatriate to Liberia, establish some sort of support system so that when they get back home, they can be supported for some brief time, and then they can integrate to the Liberian society. And for those that will remain in Ghana, I agree with the president that the Ghanaian government should provide some sort of support in terms of clear documentation so that people can stay. But it's interesting that my brother, George, is advocating for war crime code, but saying that we do not need an economic crime code. I will argue the opposite. I will say we actually need an economic crime code than a war crime code. I will say the war crime code is not timely, but I will argue that the economic crime code is timely. The people being stealing from our country, and we need a judiciary body that will investigate and pass judgment on economic crimes in Liberia. There is a clear distinction, my brother George, between a regular audit agency that is not a judicial, that does not have judiciary power, then an economic crime court that have judiciary power to hear cases, investigate hear cases, and pass judgment. It's very efficient, it's effective, and like I said, it's a judiciary system. An agency that is responsible for auditing is mandated by the legislature and have no direct judiciary power to investigate and pass judgment. Basically, what they do is they do their investigations and pass on their findings to the body that mandate them, and that body will pass on some sort of will establish some sort of a thorough investigation or judiciary investigation to see if they can pass judgment. That's a delay tactic, and that's why you need a body or judiciary body that is responsible, that can pass judgment, that can take people to law, that can bring people to law and pass good judgment, so that we can get to the front of this stealing from our country. And this little man that bothering me, he's not a Liberian, that's why.
But Nelson, let me just give a few just 20 seconds, please. And it's not an argument. Nelson, it's just something I want to say.
You're American?
The man, I'm American man. But my brother Sandy, I think we are saying the same thing. But I know. And fried chicken. My man, the thing is that what we are saying the same thing, Sandy. I'm not saying that judicial should not be involved. Exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying who investigates the crime, even if you say economic crime, who investigates it? It's going to be a financial institution, which is GSC by law, that does the investigation. When they find you that you stole money, then they take you to court. The court is the judiciary body that's going to do it. So I don't know what you're talking about. I think you're talking about something completely different. I don't know what you understood me. I do not want to say the custom. What you mean process be too long? You don't even know the process. It's the shortest process I'm talking about.
How can it be short in Liberia?
Guys,
well, you don't understand the process, right? You don't know how it works. That's why. But it's the easiest process.
They can get the hardest thing to do. In one day,
no, you're talking about separation of power. The other agency report to the executive branch of government, right? And we have seen that they are not being effective because of the manipulation from the executive branch of government.
Exactly.
So who do you want to do investigation? Who do you want to do investigation?
The economic crime code is under the judiciary branch of government, which is not influenced by the executive branch of government. Okay, that's what we're trying to establish. We don't want the executive branch of government to have
Who does the investigation to find out the person ate money? Who does that?
That's the economic crime code has its own team that's going to investigate.
How do they investigate? And they're going to GSC to get all the reports?
Without the influence and involvement of the executive branch.
Okay, guys.
My man, who the people who get the money? The executive branch has the money.
We are going to end this
conversation. I don't know what you guys are talking about. But anyway, have a wonderful night, guys.
conversation tomorrow. Again, I want to
Just,
say
can
thanks.
you keep bringing my son here to interrupt me? That why I can't get my point across. Yeah.
Begin noticing talking Tabatarawa.
Prince, Prince, thanks for being here tonight. Francis, we appreciate you. Our brother
Good
Edmond,
night,
thanks
good
for
night,
being
guys.
here.
Good afternoon,
Josh,
good
thank you
night,
for
good
being here
evening.
tonight. Thank you for bringing, for making Sandy's son to come on. So at least we're
Yeah,
going now, you know.
yeah.
So I want to say
That
thanks.
burger eater.
I want to say thanks to everyone, man. We'll be here tomorrow. Until then, have a good night, everyone. And
Nelson,
bye-bye.
thank you for having me.
Listen to
Man. I
him. The message
appreciate
you
it.
want to eat rice and meat. Stand at there. 10 o'clock. You want to eat rice and meat. Look at you.
What I get? What? Sandy, so what I can be eating, my man?
Yeah, you can eat 2 o'clock. He said,
Oh, yeah, you want to eat rice and meat.
You say, man,
okay,
you say,
man,
man, I'm a
guys.
great man. So what show to you?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Good show, man. Good.
Well, yeah. So that's how I would like to end the show tonight. Thanks to everyone for being here. The late night show will be back tomorrow. Until then, Nelson Cole is my name. Have a good night. Bye bye.
Just don't just phone. You want to get a news update, my brother, don't just phone. You want to know what is happening.